Are remote workers really fleeing to Mexico in 2025? Yes, and it's not just for tacos and sunshine. There's a massive shift happening, and smart digital nomads are using a legal loophole that most people don't even know exists. This could be the key to keeping more of your income, enjoying a higher quality of life, and finally living your version of freedom. So let's break it down. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Salua, and I am a business coach, digital entrepreneur coach, and I teach freedom seekers how to grow their online business so they can have the freedom to work from anywhere. So welcome. Of course, the first reason is the low cost of living here in Mexico. And when I say low cost of living, I'm talking about from a westernized standpoint. Because when I say low cost of living, I'm talking about people who are making their income from a westernized country like the US, Canada, or even Europe. So for example, here in Mexico, you can live very comfortably for somewhere $1,500 to $2,000. And it, of course, depends on where in Mexico. There are cities in Mexico are way more expensive, like San Miguel de Allende, or Mexico City, or Monterrey. But you can live comfortably here in Mexico in cities like Mazatlan, Puebla, or Merida for between $1,500 to $2,000 a month, in comparison with the US, where it will cost you somewhere between $3 to $6 grand to live in a city. That's just to cover rent, your car insurance, your health insurance, and that's not even talking about credit card debts or student loans. So I understand that a lot of people are moving here for the low cost of living. But when it comes to digital nomad and digital entrepreneur, there's an extra reason for that, and we're going to dive into this video. So make sure you watch till the end because it's going to be very interesting. When it comes to the cost of living, what it did for me and for a lot of digital nomads here who are mostly my age, so I'm not talking about the 22 who just starting out and just getting freelance jobs and paycheck to paycheck. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more about established digital entrepreneurs, coders, developers, designers, you name it, people who are been in business for a while. What it does to me and to so many of my fellow digital entrepreneurs is that the money you save compared to the US is the money you can reinvest in your business. But not only that, it really helps you with your lifestyle. So for example, here in Mexico, I'm able to do a lot of things that I was not able to do when I was in the US. I'm able to have a cleaning lady, and that's saving me about 7 hours a week on chores in the house. I'm able to have a trainer, which is also saving me money because now that I have a trainer, my ass going to the gym more often. So I do a lot of the stuff that I really like to do, and I don't really think about it too much because it doesn't cost me that much. I know in the US I was struggling and I was making a lot more money than I make here in Mexico. So here, because I have less stress and I have more income, I'm able to really work and focus on my work and enjoying what I do. So that's very important. But then let's talk about the loophole. So the biggest loophole here that a lot of people don't know about is the tax loophole. So let me tell you more about this. So this tax loophole is called the foreign earned income exclusion. And in 2025, you can exclude up to $126,000 of your foreign earned income in the US. Yes, you can. So to be qualified, you have to spend 330 days abroad in the year, and you have to be a resident of another country. This is only for earned income like a job, freelancing, or your own business, and it doesn't cover passive income like investments or rental. You still need to file your taxes and use the form 2555 to claim it. Now, if you want me to go deeper into this, please let me know in the comments. Just leave a comment tax. So I know you watched the video and I'm going to read the comments and I can go deeper into this topic about the loophole in the tax living in a foreign country. And honestly, it's amazing because again, it avoids you to pay double taxes and you can save up a lot of money by living in a foreign countries. But remember, it's only 330 days you have to be spending outside of the US. So you only have 35 days to spend in the US. So if you need to come there more often, that might not work out for you. But for me, it does. So people are making the smart move to move to Mexico or any other country, to be honest, usually a low cost, or they call it like a third world. I don't really like to use this because I think that Mexico is very more advanced. But let's say the people who are smart remote worker are using this to avoid paying double taxes. They live legally in Mexico for years and they build a business without being tied to one place. So if this is something you're really interested in, I do have a guide. It's completely free. It's called the Remote Income Roadmap, and I'm going to leave the link down below. It's a good starting point and you learn more about living in Mexico and starting your own business. And I also do have another guide where I can teach you about getting your residency here in Mexico. Mexico does not have a digital nomad visa, but they have a temporary residency, which I have. And again, I'm going to leave the link down below. I've also made a ton of video about getting your residency here in Mexico, and you can this one right here, but you can go on my channel and you find them. Another thing I love, and the reason why a lot of smart entrepreneur, digital entrepreneur are moving to Mexico, it's because it's really catered for expats and digital nomads. Here you can find the community. There's tons of Americans and foreigners who live here in Mexico, but also you have everything from co-working space, cafes, coffee shops, restaurant. I mean, you can have a really quality of life, and you have both. You can go to a very luxury, nice place to stay, but you can also eat tacos on the streets and chill at a bar with some locals. It's really a welcoming country, and this is also one of the reasons why I decided to move here, and also for its proximity to the US. And then the final reason is about quality of life and personal freedom. Like I mentioned before, not only your money goes further, which is called purchasing power, but also you have a better quality of lifestyle. Like I mentioned, all the services that I can have here, but also the quality of food is amazing. I can go to the doctor. I've made a whole video on the cost of living here. I went to get my teeth fixed. I got a whole root canal for $90. And when I was in the US, they were charging me $2,500. I didn't have the money, so I didn't have it fixed. So I stayed in my suffering, literally for weeks, until I finally made a trip to Europe where I got my tooth fixed. So imagine that. So here you have a lot better quality of life, less stress, and you can work less if you want to, because you don't have to make that much money. So if you want to work 4 or 5 hours a day, and then the rest of the day you want to go to the beach or enjoy yourself on a rooftop, you can, because this is the lifestyle that Mexico provides. So I really love that about this country. People are very friendly. You are so welcome here. But I want to share something with you that's more a little bit personal and more like a tia, an aunt, that I want to share this piece of advice with you. So my personal note for you is that don't come to Mexico just to save money. I don't think this is right. I think you should come here with an open mind and an open heart. I think you should come here because you're curious and you want to learn more about the people, the culture, the food, and you want to get involved. I think that if you plan to stay here more than 6 months, you should definitely learn the language. I learned the language, and I try. Even till this day, I speak pretty good Spanish, but sometimes I still make mistakes. And what I do is I ask people when I don't know, I was like, ¿cómo se dice eso? No entiendo, por favor, otra vez. So I asked them, I was like, oh, okay, I didn't understand. Can you repeat? Can you tell me differently? But I'm really, really trying. So even if they speak back to me in English, I'm back to Spanish, because I came here to learn and to be involved in the communities. I have a lot of Mexican friends. I don't stay just with the foreigners. Actually, I don't like it. That's why I moved to places like Mazatlan and Puebla, where I'm more involved with the local community. And I think you should do the same. I think if you come to Mexico, come here because you're curious and you want to learn more about this beautiful country, and not just because to save money. And on that note, I want to share with you a quick story. I remember I met this retiree lady. I don't remember. She came from Canada. Yeah. And then she came because she saw a bunch of YouTube video about retiring in Mexico, and she was like, oh, let me try. So she moved to Mazatlan. She drove herself and her cat, and then she was bored. She stayed home all the time. And I said to her, why don't you go out? There's a mercado there. There's a bingo club with a bunch of other seniors. Like, do things. She stayed probably 6 months, and then she got so bored that she left. She went back to Canada. And I was like, it's so odd. Like, people come here to enjoy Mexico, not to just stay home and save your dollars. So that's it. So when you come to Mexico with that mindset, you're really going to enjoy this country. I think you're really going to love it if you come with that mindset. Not if you come just to stay with other gringos, like they say, not learn the language, save your dollars, and not do anything. No, you should get involved. This is really a beautiful country, and I'm so grateful to be here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about this video. Like it, share it, comment. And I say thank you from Mexico City, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.